This is Maury of Yasharal, bringing you the Feast of Weeks, Shabaut, Pentecost. All of Yah's feast days can only be found on the path of years, in which we forgot. Listen to what Yahuwah said, people. My people perish for lack of knowledge, and if you refuse knowledge, I will also refuse you. You shall be no priest to me, seeing that you have forgotten the laws of the Alayam. I will also forget your children. That's a promise. Today, educate yourself. Just stay here for these few minutes and learn something that has been forgotten for thousands of years. Look at the illustration. That's Noah and his 3 sons, Ham, Sham, Yafet. You may be asking, why does Noah look so white? When he was born, Lamech, his father said, his skin was white as snow, yet red as a rose. His eyes were glorious. The locks on his head were long and white. He looks like he's one of the seed, the children of the fallen ones. Why did the Father make Noah white? Well, he had to dwell amongst the fallen one's seed, who looked somewhat like him, in safety. The Father put a mark on him, a marker on his genome, caused the mutation, white skin. After Noah had came out of the ark, in the 3rd lunar month, he made an atonement for the earth. What did he offer up? Was it a lamb? No. For the atonement, it has to be the ram, the goat. It is the requirement of he who is seated upon the throne. He is the first man to celebrate the Feast of Weeks on earth. Let's begin. Yaobuyam. You would say Jubilees, chapter 6, verse 19 to 22. Please read context. 19. But Abraham observed it. Observed what? The Feast of Weeks. And Yitzhak and Jacob and his children observed it up to your days. And in the days of the children of Yasharal, they forgot it until you celebrated it anew on this mountain. 20. And do you command the children of Yasharal to observe this festival in all their generations for a commandment unto them? We are the target group. We are the ones who are commanded to celebrate this feast. One day in the year, in this Hadash, the 3rd lunar month, they shall celebrate the festival. 21. For it is the Feast of Weeks and the Feast of First Fruits. This feast is twofold and double in nature. How do you find the feast? The moon is the sign of feast. The moon is Yah's calendar. All of his feast days are on the moon. According to what is written and engraven concerning it, celebrate it. 22. For I have written in the book of the first law. There's a law surrounding the feast days. There's a law surrounding the luminaries. Who's the speaker here? Henuk. You call him Enoch? He's the only man who went into the heavens to observe the heavenly tablets and learn the laws of the luminaries, which he passed to me. in that which I have written for you, that you should celebrate it in its season, in its appointed time, in its division, in its quarters, one day in the year. And I explained to you its sacrifices that the children of Yasharal should remember. But we forgot, and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this Hadash, one day in every year. 23. And on the new moon, that's Hadash, a lunar phase, 1/2 of a 7th part of the first month. Okay, we need to stop. The Gentiles have mixed this up. The reason they ran into error is because they used the word month interchangeably to describe the moon phases and to describe their solar calendar. For example, they say that January is the first month, but the word month only applies to moon, month, but they use it for their illustrations, like January being the first month. But Anouk doesn't describe it that way. He describes it as a period. How many periods are there in a season? There's 2 30-day periods. 1 31-day period equals 1 season, 1 quarter, or 1 division. Okay, now with that knowledge, let's read it again. And on the Hadash of the first division, and on the Hadash of the 4th division, it's going to open up. Watch, context is coming. And on the Hadash of the 7th division, and on the Hadash of the 10th division are the days of remembrance, and which we forgot. And the days of the seasons, yes. How many days in each season? 91. In the 4 divisions of the year. Context is the key to your understanding. This is why the Gentiles hate me so much, because I practice translation, transliteration, and transcription, in which they don't want us to do. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. 24. And Noah ordained them for himself as feasts for the generations forever. How do you find a feast? The moon is the sign of feast. So that they have become thereby a memorial unto him. What is the memorial? The Hadash of the 1st division, the Hadash of the 4th division, the Hadash of the 7th division, the Hadash of the 10th division. 25. And on the new moon, the Hadash of the 1st division, he was bidden to make for himself an ark. Now the translator screwed up here. Maybe he didn't have all of the text, so he tried to fill it in. Let me fill it in correctly, but first, let me show you his mistake. He says, on the same day that Noah was bidden to make the ark, on that day, the earth became dry, and he opened the ark and saw the earth. Does that make sense? No. Let's correct it. And on the Hadash of the 1st division, he was bidden to make for himself an ark, and when the earth became dry, he opened the ark, and he saw the earth. Is that better? 26. And on the Hadash of the 4th division, the mouths of the depths of the abyss beneath were closed. And on the Hadash of the 7th division, all the mouths of the abysses of the earth were opened, and the waters began to descend into them. 27. And on the Hadash of the 10th division, the tops of the mountains were seen, and Noah was glad. 28. And on this account, and for this reason, he ordained them for himself as feasts, for a memorial forever. How do you find a feast? The moon is the sign of feast. What is the moon? Yah's calendar. And thus are they ordained. 29. And they, who are they? The leaders and the heads of the thousands, who are over all creation and over all the stars, who have also to do with the 4 intercalary days, place them. What is them? The memorials, the Hadashes. Where did they place them? On the heavenly tablets. How many heavenly tablets are there? I've already given you the answer. 4. How many seasons? 4. How many divisions of the year? 4. You want me to prove it? Each had 13 weeks. 13 weeks, 91 days, 2 30-day periods, 1 31-day period equals a division. From one to another. From one what? From one division to another. From one of the 13 weeks to another. Here's one that you're going to understand. From one season to the next season, past their memorial. What is the memorial? The Hadash. Remember, the moon is the sign of feast. They placed them on the heavenly tablets. They shall traverse through every single season and come back to its original starting position. It's the way that he made it to work. From the first to the second. From the first to the second? Yes, from the first to the second season. From the second to the third season. From the third to the fourth season, the memorial will pass through. I've been telling you for years. The moon will course through all the seasons and come back to its original starting position. Can you stop it? No. Can you alter it in any way? No. Your corrections, your genetic modifications, your 13th month additions, your moons after an equinox, is futile. The sun, the moon, and the stars will continue its rotations, no matter what you do. What happens when you make an adjustment? You move outside of Yah's time, and you'll never find the path of years. So remember this, it's right here, in plain sight. All you need is a good teacher to bring it out. The moon courses through each division, and it's placed on the heavenly tablets, and no one can change it. The only thing you are to do is to follow the moon. Do you know, this all seems complicated. Hanuk is telling you the innermost workings of the clock. But basically, all you have to do is this. 12 months, come back to the first month. 12 months, come back to the first month. 12 months, come back to the first month. Why does that sound so silly to the earth? Because they have to keep their feast in April. They're not adjusting the sun, the moon, and the stars. What are they adjusting? Pope Gregory's calendar, 30. And all the days of the commandment will be 2 and 52 weeks. Each division had 13 weeks. 13 times 4 is what? 52. 12 months. No more, no less. And these will make the entire year complete, unless you add a 13th month. Now you've gone wrong and destroyed this perfection that Yah has created in the heavens. Thus it is engraven and ordained on the heavenly tablets. Can you go up there to change it? Your adjustments on paper show only one thing. You need medication. 31. And there is no neglecting this commandment. This is a commandment for a single year from year to year. 32. And command you, the children of Yasharal, you see that? The target group, that they observe the years according to this reckoning 364 days. Did you hear the commandment? You have to ditch Pope Gregory's calendar. It does not have 364 days. It has a 28-day month. It has a 10-day month. That's the word they use, is month. It has 7 31-day months, which equals 7 intercalary days. Can you follow that calendar? You are commanded to come off that calendar. And these will constitute a complete year, and day will not disturb its time from its days, and from its feast. For everything will fall out in them according to their testimony. The testimony is on the tablets in heaven. And day will not leave out any day, nor disturb any feast. One day you are off. You've destroyed this perfect alignment with your delusion. 33. But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, who commanded this? Yahuwah. Are you going to spit in his face again after this? You have to leave that calendar. Burn it. Only follow the moon. Simplicity. Then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order, and they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances. They're adding 13th months to a calendar. Are they adding it to the sun, the moon, and the stars in heaven? No, you can't adjust that. The only thing they're adjusting is Pope Gregory's calendar. All of your teachers are in a strong delusion, believing lies, adjusting a fictitious calendar, moving you away from the tablets that are in heaven. If you know the starting point, which I'm going to give to you today, and you stay on it and follow the moon as it courses through its seasons, you can never go wrong. 34. And all the children of Yasharal will forget and will not find the path of years. What did he say again? My people perish for lack of knowledge. This is what he's talking about. And if you refuse knowledge, I will also refuse you. Seeing that you forgot the law of the Alayam, I will also forget your children. You have no excuse. He said that if you seek me, you will find me if you search for me with all your heart. It's obvious You have not done that if you're still on Pope Gregory's calendar Sabbaths. And they will forget the new moons. Now, this is ridiculous. We have some of these teachers out there, some of these blind guides that are saying that you have to start from the dark moon. Ludicrous. You can't see anything. Then you have others that say that you have to start from the full moon. Listen, it takes 14 days for the light to become full. So what is the first day? Is the first day the actual first day? Or is the first day the 14th day? It just sounds crazy that I have to say these things. It's like people have lost all reasoning with their religious practices and seasons. I never thought that they could forget the seasons, but now I know that even I forgot the seasons. The 4 divisions of the year, in which all of the memorials are placed on, the appointed times, the days of remembrance, the 13 weeks, the 91-day count in each of the 4 quarters. We forgot all of those things, didn't we? Pope Gregory's calendar is not an illustration of anything that I have just said. And Shabbat. It is ludicrous to keep a Shabbat on Pope Gregory's calendar. Knowledge is greatly increased, and everything that was hidden has been revealed. Constantine the Great said in his creed, absolutely nothing from these Negroes. None of their Shabbats, none of their feast days, none of their new moons, none of their sacrifices. Nothing from them. We're going to change the whole thing. We'll replace it with our mighty ones, with our corbanots, with our calendars and jubilees. You'll never find the right count. And they will go wrong as to all the order of the years. And that is what's happening. They know nothing about what they're doing. Even though the Father gave us a restart at the end of our 400-year captivity. They were asleep. And they try to make you think that they're awake. But all of your teachers, everyone who has you in April for your feasts from year to year, they are all liars. Okay, so let me show you an illustration of how this is carried out. The path of years moon count. We have a starting point. Everything in the heavens has a restart. Did you know that? We have the starting point. The Elohim chose the Mori of Yasharal, and they sent me out to look for it, to watch. Were you there in 2018? So pay attention. In 2018, the sun, the moon, and the stars came back to its original starting position. The sun went forth first. It traversed across the sky for a full 12 hours. When it dipped below the horizon in the west, Hadash showed up on the same day. It's called the first renewed moon after sunrise. The moon falls behind. It does not move forward. So in 2019, I saw that the moon had moved away from the sun in the amount of 10 days. The path of years was revealed. Yah showed his hand. Many people say that the Father did nothing for us at the end of our 400-year captivity, but he did. He stretched forth his arm to show us the path of years. He gave it to his servant. I gave it to the people. Guess what they did? They came to destroy me. Let me tell you something else about 2019. The Jews were in the same month. They said the barley harvest wasn't ripe, so they moved into April. They added the 13th month. The Israelite brothers started their count from the full moon, and that led them into April. We stayed the course. The next year, the moon moved away from the sun in the amount of 10 days. 2020, 2021, every year 10 days. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, and in 2026, which we're in now, the moon had moved away from the sun in the amount of 80 days. In 2027, the moon would move away another 10 days, which would make it 90 days that the moon had moved away from the sun. 90 days equals 9 years, brothers and sisters. This is how long I've been fighting this battle to bring this message to you. Look to the left. Here's an illustration according to Hanuk. You call him Enoch, chapter 72. He tells you exactly how the divisions of the year should look. Does this look like Pope Gregory's calendar? You have to ditch Pope Gregory's calendar. It is a lie. You see, the moon falls behind. It does not move forward. We're in the first division, 80 days in. The next year, it'll be 90 days. We would have come through our first division. What separates each division? An intercalary day. The Aliyam visited me again the other night. They told me the count, the days of the moon, through each of its divisions. Each division, the moon will have 90 days. 4 times 90 is 360. I was wrong. I was in error. I repent. I changed my mind. About what? Gentile astronomy. According to Gentile astronomy, it would be 33 years. But according to the book, and according to the count that the Aliyam told me to make, it'll be 36 years before the restart. Okay, let me say it in another way. Most of you don't understand what I'm saying, but all of the students do. The moon will have an underplus of 360 days. The sun will have an overplus of 360 days. Hanuk, chapter 75. Hanuk explains, before the intercalary days are added to the sun, how much would it be? 360 days. 360 days begins the restart. Mind-blowing. If you only understood. The Father loves us so much that He gave you a prophet to show you this narrow path that leads to eternal life that very few will find. All you have to do is join with us on the dates that we're on. We're about to celebrate the Feast of Weeks on the exact same days that are recorded on the tablets in heaven. None of the corbinats of men, none of their genetic modification, no use of Pope Gregory's calendar. Join with us. You want to make it into the kingdom? You have to be on the path of years. All of Yah's appointments are on His calendar. It's called the moon. Continue to part 2. I have another part to this. Shalom.